in the shadows of the world's most illustrious museums, a game of cat and mouse unfolds. A game of deception, cunning, and audacity, where priceless masterpieces vanish into thin air, only to reappear years, sometimes centuries later, in the most unexpected places. Welcome to the intriguing world of art heists. We begin our journey in the year 1812 in Napoleon's France. The Mona Lisa, perhaps the most famous painting in the world, was stolen not once, but twice. The first theft, perpetuated by Napoleon himself, saw the masterpiece removed from its home in Italy and brought to France. It wasn't until many years later, in 1913, that the painting was returned to the Louvre, only to be stolen again 2 years later by a man named Vincenzo Peruggia. Peruggia believed the painting belonged in Italy and took it upon himself to right what he viewed as a historical wrong. The Mona Lisa was recovered in 1916 and returned once again to the Louvre, where it remains today. Our next tale takes us to the year 1934, in the heart of Norway. Edvard Munch's iconic painting, The Scream, was stolen from the National Gallery in Oslo during the Winter Olympics. The thieves left a note stating, "Thanks for the poor security." The painting was recovered several months later, unharmed, and returned to the gallery. Fast forward to the year 1972 in the United Kingdom. The Cheltenham Art Gallery and Museum experienced a shocking theft of over 200 artifacts from the Alfred Jewel collection. The artifacts were recovered in a most unusual way, left in a bag on the side of the road, with a note saying, "These belong to the people." Our next stop is the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, the year 1990. Two men dressed as police officers entered the museum, tied up the guards, and made off with 13 pieces of art, including works by Vermeer, Manet, and Degas. This heist remains the largest unsolved art theft in history, with the stolen works valued at over $500 million. In the year 2002, Van Gogh's View of the Sea at Scheveningen and Congregation, leaving the Reformed Church in Nuenen, were stolen from the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. The paintings were recovered 14 years later in Italy, hidden behind a false wall in a mafia boss's house. The most recent heist on our list occurred in November 2019 in Dresden, Germany. Thieves broke into the Green Vault, one of the largest treasure collections in Europe, and stole priceless jewelry and artifacts. The total value of the stolen items has yet to be determined, and the thieves remain at large. Art heists, with their audacious plots and elusive culprits, captivate us. They remind us of the immense value we place on art, not just in terms of money, but in cultural and historical significance. These masterpieces, stolen and then returned, carry with them stories of intrigue and daring that add another layer to their already rich histories. As we conclude our journey through the captivating world of art heists, remember that every painting, every artifact, has a story to tell. And sometimes those stories begin with, "Once upon a time, this masterpiece vanished." So, the next time you find yourself wandering through the halls of a museum, take a moment to consider the stories behind the art. Who knows? You might just be looking at a piece of art that once disappeared into the night, only to find its way back home.